Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Abeer's Book Reviews, and today I'll be reviewing this book, God is Dead, God Remains Dead, and We Have Killed Him by Friedrich Nietzsche. Before jumping into the review, this is not in actuality a quote-unquote book that was just written by Friedrich Nietzsche at any point of time. Instead, the book is a bunch of extracts and excerpts from two of his actual books. It says right here that part 1 of this book is taken from The Will to Power by Nietzsche, and part 2 is taken from The Gay Science by Nietzsche. So this book is in fact just a compilation of extracts and excerpts from those two books explaining why Nietzsche was so opposed to the idea of God and religion, and he gives his justifications as to why. So Nietzsche was a very popular philosopher back in the 1800s. He was particularly famous for the things he wrote in his books, which were critiques, heavy-handed critiques of religion and God, and the entire premise of religion, essentially. And this book is a compilation of his ideas and his thoughts as to why he did not believe in the existence of God and so vehemently opposed religion as a whole. Just to give a few examples of this, he believed that God has no place in the modern society, which is based on facts, truths, and science, and that this abstracted idea of a divine figure does not bode well with a lot of the things we know to be facts and true in science in the modern society. Another thing which he commonly says in the book is the idea that the religion, and specifically Nietzsche in this book or in his writings, focuses on Christianity and Judaism and sort of the Western religions more broadly speaking than, say, the Eastern religions such as Hinduism or Buddhism. I don't know why that is, but talking specifically about Christianity, another point that Nietzsche brings up is that Christianity creates this, it promotes weak-mindedness and a quote-unquote slave mentality, according to him. Whereas if you stopped believing in that and you stopped rewarding pity and you stopped rewarding weakness and humility, you would actually transform society into what he called a master morality society, which is just the opposite of this. Nietzsche also quite frequently cites that God and religion, this entire industry, so to speak, is just a way for humans to deal with the unknown, and it gives them a false sense of metaphysical comfort, this sense of divine justice and that everything is written out, and all the basic premises of any major religion or any concept of God. That is, it provides people with a sense of comfort and a sense of belonging and a sense that everything will be all right. And Nietzsche says that all of this stops humans and society at large from confronting the voids in our society, from confronting the actual things that are holding us back and the things that instill this fear in us in the first place. He says that by abstracting this away to a supposed metaphysical being, humans weaken themselves and weaken the society at large. Again, this book is very heavily focused on Christianity, so Nietzsche also argues that the organized religion, right, the hierarchy, the priestly hierarchy that we see in Christianity, with the Catholic Church being at the top in Vatican City, and then all these different branches and whatnot. I'm not too well versed in that, but just off the overview that I get from this book, he says that this hierarchy and this priestly establishment society also exploits weak people instead of turning them around or turning their lives around and making them confront the things that make them feel fear, and then trying to confront that. This priestly organization exploits the humans, where they exploit their fears and their weaknesses, and they convert them to their so-called cult or their brand of religion. That's just a basic overview of the ideas presented in this book. I do have to say it took me a long time to actually finish reading it and to understand it, mostly because it's written in a very complex language. It's very old-timey and that sort of stuff. So obviously that's one part, but also since it is a bunch of excerpts and parts taken out of whole books, it does become a little difficult when it shifts from paragraph to paragraph, one topic to another topic, and then you need to sort of just piece together the pieces of the puzzles yourself at the end. And that's the writing style of the book. What do I think of it? I think it's one of the best arguments against religion and the idea of God that I've seen anyone ever give. And I believe that the critiques that we present today in the modern world sort of stem from Nietzsche's original philosophy of why he was so vehemently opposed to organized religion, Christianity, and God. It's a good book. It's an amazing book. No one can deny that. It's historically a very significant book, and Nietzsche is historically a very significant philosopher, quite a genius, some people would say. So this book is pretty much universal. If anyone's looking to get into philosophy, if anyone's looking to get into theology, if anyone's looking to get into just a normal daytime read, it's a pretty thin book. You can finish it in not too long, about a day or two. If you sit down and analyze it, then it might take you longer. But it's overall a pretty decent book, pretty good book. Definitely pick it up, even if you have no interest in these sort of debates. It might just spark that initial fire in your brain where you're like, oh, I never thought so deeply about any of this stuff. Even if you're atheistic or if you're a religious person, it's an amazing book to read for everyone. Here it is once again. If you guys enjoyed this review, make sure you hit the like button. If you're new and haven't already done so, subscribe to the channel to keep receiving more videos like this one. I've been Abeer Rao, and thanks for watching.